You know, there's a sad reality that we face in our everyday world, and that is simply that everyone's not equal. And I don't mean that in a weird eugenic way. I mean that some people have better opportunities than others. Some people have certain conditions or mental handicaps that just keeps the playing field uneven, if you will. But today, I decided to take matters into my own hands and fix that. And in our map of the world here in WorldBox, we are going to make every single person equal so that we can have an optimal society. However, by equal, that doesn't necessarily mean a good thing, because instead of making them all equally good, I am going to effectively lobotomize everyone and make them equally terrible. And then after I do that, I'm going to simulate a couple hundred years and then have every country in the world fight to the death to see who would win with the same opportunities as everyone else. So this means Australia might even stand a chance here. But anyway, let's get right into it. First thing we gotta do is the lobotomy. We need to look at our subspecies layers, and we have 6 different subspecies of humans, 1 for each continent. And what we're gonna do is come down into each of their genetics and change every single stat to 1. From health to speed to children, even stamina. However, we will leave the lifespans the same because I feel like if these guys live for only 1 year, this wouldn't be much of a video at all. So now our first victim, patient, was in North America, and I will now do this for the rest of the continents. And holy crap, maybe I should do this in every video. I'm looking at Africa's subspecies right now, and they are OP just on their own. This is actually going to be really interesting. And with that, every single subspecies has been edited. Now everyone is equally terrible. And if you're wondering how I did this, it is through the sandbox mod. But now, if we zoom into literally any country, I guess let's go to Egypt right here. Yep, 1 health, 0 to 1 damage. There's a chance that when this dude hits somebody, it just does nothing. And pretty much every stat is 1. And anytime you see any stat above 1, that's usually because they have some sort of trait that might change it. But if we just click unpause here, holy crap, they're so slow. This is 1 times speed. Let me get it up to 20. Their speed at 20 times speed is about the same as a normal dude would be at 1 times speed. That's how bad this is. Already like 20 years have passed and they've barely done anything at all. And not even to mention, they're all done as rocks too. And that's not just because I'm in America. That's everywhere. But I guess go ahead right now, pick your favorite. Who do you think is going to win? It could literally be any of these countries. I guess population will help. But anyway, we're now going to sim over 200 years to year 250 where we will begin the war because God knows these guys need some time to get ready for it. And here we are at year 250. These guys have had plenty of time to expand. Honestly, I'm not even sure if they could get across their entire country in that time. But anyway, let's see what's going on here. I can already tell that we have 600 buildings, which for this many people honestly seems a bit low. And New Zealand is gone. The entire country is gone. What the hell happened here? What? Did they all just die? Speaking of deaths, there's been 2,900 deaths. Remember that hunger and old age is off, so where did these come from? Let's look at that first. Some creatures eaten, some divine intervention. That's probably when I was setting this video up. Some from conflict, but most of them are from drowning. Yes, drowning. Because now that I think about it, let's do a little experiment here. We have a lady like this. She has 1 health, but also 1 stamina. So just as an experiment, we walk into the water. If we can get there, holy crap, this is slow. We immediately die. If they touch the water, they immediately die because they immediately run out of stamina and then they start taking damage, but they only have 1 health. But actually looking into a bunch of these countries, we can see that these guys are doing pretty well. Canada has a lot of buildings. Alaska somehow has been doing really good. It looks like Russia has the most population and Iceland has 1 person. And I have a feeling this war is going to go by really quick since, you know, everyone is one shot. But now that I actually think about it, since they're moving this fast, it might actually be pretty normal. But it's finally time to see who is the best of the worst. I don't know. Let's just get started with it. So we will grab Spite and spread it over each and every single kingdom. Everyone has declared war on the world, and we're going to just go down to 3 times speed and click unpause. And holy crap, that's a lot of explosions. World population is just nearly half, and it's not even been a year yet. We're gonna slow down even more. I did not expect it that much. A ton of countries have already been destroyed. Oh no, it's not the people, it's the boats. The boats are actually kind of normal in their speed, and they're shooting out these bombs, right? Which happen to be 1-shot kills since everyone here has 1 health. That means any country with a coastline is in severe danger, but the entire world has gone to crap. The Balkans are gone, Germany was destroyed, it's probably for the best. And don't forget that Angry Villagers is on too, so we're probably not going to see a lot of kingdoms getting taken over as much as we're going to see kingdoms just getting completely disintegrated too. Somehow looking at Australia, at the moment they're doing just fine, while the rest of the world is getting absolutely slammed. Actually, as a matter of fact, a new country is developed right here. Brazil, who's always good in these videos, is about to fall to Bolivia of all countries. The US and Canada, despite being two huge superpowers right next to each other, are surprisingly still doing okay, but I feel like the winner of this has a really good chance to go all the way, while somehow Russia has been pretty much unaffected. I haven't even turned off Civ babies like I usually do at this point. These countries can repopulate if they want, but world population is literally a fifth of what it was now, with over 2,000 deaths from conflict in an instant. But most of Africa and Europe is gone. Somehow Iceland, which has had one person this entire time, has been a-okay. Like, they literally just have a dude chilling up here with 6 HP doing nothing. Same with Greenland too, they just have 3 people running around doing whatever they want to. And in the fight between Canada and the US, it's getting close. Looks like the US might come out on top though, as some of the US soldiers have bows, which is kind of overpowered, but Russia is spreading its influence here. I feel like this is the obvious option. I don't want them to win. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Australia might be our only hope. That or Bolivia, who's the winner of South America. They took over Brazil and now they're actually starting to rebuild some. But anyway, most of the conflict is kind of stopped, so we're speeding up here to see what happens next. Canada is down to just a couple of people left. Mozambique has taken over the rest of Africa. Spain is the last mainland European country left, but they only have one single person. Somehow Iceland still exists. And Russia is no longer the most populous kingdom. That title goes to Australia, who have taken over India somehow. Wait, what just happened over here in the US? The mainland US is gone. Canada is gone now, but the US still exists in Alaska. But who is this? It's Australia. Oh god, like some sort of weird reverse colonization. But if you look, Canada has tons of houses. Assuming they can actually deal with the US, they can get a ton more people. This is getting insane, as Bolivia is just growing stronger and Iceland is still here. Why are they still here? Oh, but the US strikes back and they take over what remains of Canada, and now it looks like they're actually rebuilding quite a bit. And a Russian ship is down here, absolutely tearing through the Australian army. Look at this ship. It has killed 53 people on its own right here, and it is tearing through their population. See, this is what I was saying earlier. One ship and it's over. Any country with a coastline is doomed like this, and this single ship might just destroy all of Australia. One of the most powerful kingdoms for a bit is down to 2 people, just like that. But as we continue waiting here, there are just 6 countries left. US, Bolivia, Mozambique, Australia, Russia, and Iceland. Why are they still here? Why? Who keeps letting them live? And you know, I'm looking through the US, and they have some weird structures here, like this, a dock, some weird paper machete boat. I need to look who's in their ranks of population. Oh, that's not human. That doesn't seem very fair at all. Yeah, considering these guys are very overpowered. So there's 3 things I could do here. I could leave them be because, you know, it's survival of the fittest. I could get rid of all the angles because that's clearly unfair. Or option 3, I could give all of them terrible stats too. And yeah, we're definitely gonna go with that. So, yeah, best of luck to you guys now. Oh, and with that, Australia has finally been defeated. Rest in peace, guys. But of course, you guys can't do anything useful ever. And Russia takes over Mozambique too, leaving US, Bolivia, Russia, and these guys. Yeah, I'm not even gonna... Oh, they're gone. Yes, I just didn't have to say their name. There are just 3 countries left. Looks like Bolivia is about to fall here, as it looks like some religion magic has been kind of messing with stuff. As you can occasionally see some lightning strikes these maps, and that's kind of OP, as it will literally instantly fry anyone it hits. The war has almost been going on for 500 years now, as Bolivia gets absolutely shredded. They're on the brink of collapse, and there they go. The US actually takes them over, ironically leaving the US and Russia left. Russia has over double the population of the US, and since I actually made them equal here, I don't think the US has any tricks up their sleeve that they can use, especially after I nerf the angles. But looking at the person with the most kills here is the king of the US, Pamin, with 42, and oh whoa, I obviously see why. He has 2 health. That is just straight up overpowered. I mean, that's double everyone else. Not to mention, he's a king slayer himself. Jeez, this guy's qualified. Because he's holding an ice hammer. Oh yeah, I forgot all the angles naturally spawn with ice hammers, as you can see here. So that actually does give the US one advantage, and that's better weapons. But we'll see what happens here, as Russia has now taken over Bolivia. However, the US keeps using using their weird kind of lightning attacks everywhere, harming Russia's population while the US has been fine. But since these attacks are kind of few and far between and then the population just recovers, what I'm gonna do is turn off civ babies and handsome migrants, which essentially means that everyone currently alive will not be replaced. These are the last 485 people. Anyone who dies is a permanent loss. So as we click unpause here, we're gonna look at the difference between the US and Russia. While the US has barely lost anybody from any attacks, Russia has already lost about 50 people. As we can see with the US's religion of no bad, they do have the power right of roaring skies. Makes sense. In Russia's religion, they have the exact same power too, and as time passes, the gap between the US and Russia keeps slimming. Russia's below 100 while the US is still in the 120s. I think somehow the US might actually pull this off. Russia has just refused to send any actual troops in and therefore been getting demolished like right there. And down to just 40 people. The US hasn't even sent anybody in, but they honestly don't have to. Now the US has Russia on the brink of collapse and actually shows them as a country full of angles. We have finally revealed their true form. There's no chance for them. Yeah, I need to emphasize that while even though it looks like this has been going pretty fast, it is almost year 800. And there goes South America. Russia's down to 5 people. But like I'm saying, if we tune it down to 1x speed, yeah, this is what's going on. Everyone's just living in slow motion. With just 2 Russians left. Now there's 1, but there he goes. He was killed by a fox of all things. A fox that has gone mad, but since he has 100 health, he has killed 32 creatures. This guy's an inside agent. Holy crap, he's a mage slayer and a king slayer? What a guy. What a fox. But there goes Russia, meaning the US wins. Remember, they were down to just 14 people here in Alaska, and now here they are. What an absolute comeback story, taking down the giant Russia. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video, clearly I did something to entertain you, so I'd appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe. And that's about it for the day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.